This was a career-making move.
I'm not even sure I get the. Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, that has to be the intro now. All right.
Career-making
I get it, you asshole.
role.
Wait, what's role got to do with it?
No, it's a role. It's his role. It's an acting job.
I mean, I understood the career making role. That part
no, people say it's like a career-making turn or something, which is the more ironic thing, really, is the fact that he is a well-established actor. So.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah. So we saw the Courier.
The Courier. Fuck you for that pun.
But I'm here to hijack this interview to talk about the fact that I finally rewatched Man of Steel, and we're here to discuss that.
Oh, fuck you! Dude, you have no idea how much I am dreading Thursday.
Oh, yeah. No, it's gonna be...
Just like, oh no.
I marathoned the trilogy.
I had a
on
nightmare about it
Sunday.
last night. I'm not even joking.
Was it a vision of the future where the Joker was like, had long dreamy hair and criticized Batman and offered him a reach around?
No, I think it was more of like Steppenwolf and Darkseid both talking the same time, and I couldn't tell which was which.
I did like the Steppenwolf redesign, though. Way better.
It is an improvement. I will not deny this. I still think it's a little too...
The armor was cool.
The way I kind of thought about it is, you know, in the Hitman games, whenever you disguise yourself as somebody, you look like just whatever that was with a much grumpier face.
Sure.
I felt like this was more like Agent 42, like hijacked Shredder and took his armor.
Agent 47.
I'm sorry, Agent
Shredder
47.
was dressed like a weird Asian...
The Michael Bay Shredder.
Oh. I don't remember what he looks like. Oh my god.
He was very...
It was the first movie we reviewed together. Do you realize that?
Was it really?
It was Ninja Turtles.
You're shitting me.
No.
My god.
Our first review together was Ninja Turtles. I don't remember anything from it other than they break into the lab and there's a touch screen with a big red button that says, like, self-destruct tanks or something. Like,
the only thing I remember from that movie is one is the Shredder being super pointy, and I remember the white guy that was really supposed to be a Shredder at one point just going like, yeah, I'm gonna get rich off of this, like, stupid rich.
I don't remember that.
So anyway, the Courier, as fucking Muha traps me into another goddamn Snyderverse talk.
It'll all be over soon.
I know. I was kind of also like, is he gonna try and trap me into a conversation about that today? It was a genuine thought I was having on the way over here.
Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Anyway,
I lost followers after saying, like, why do you guys want the Ayer cut? Why?
No, that I agree with. That we don't need it. I think there is a precedent in the sense that, like,
Ayer also kind of got screwed, but not like...
No, he got really screwed, but I think we've had enough evidence since then that he does not have the artistic integrity.
No, like, it's like, at least I can get Snyder. Like, even if I don't agree with it, I get
No one can defend Bright or the Tax Collector, man. Like, nobody can defend those.
Like, that's a case where I look at people like, okay, question for anyone genuinely looking for this. How many Ayer films have you actually seen?
Yeah, that's my big thing, because it's very different.
Anyway, so the Courier...
Yeah.
We're gonna finally talk this way. So yeah, this is a new kind of on the cusp of like the newer the post-COVID Oscar season movie.
It feels like Oscarbait light.
A little bit, yeah.
It felt like exactly what I expected, and also very good with very good performances and everything, but also at the same time kind of not very good.
I liked it all right.
No, it was, but that's why, like, I liked it. It was good, but it was just like, yeah, it was good. Like, not like, oh man, that was, like, when we talk about The Father, both of us are gonna be like, holy shit.
Like The Father, or like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, or...
I haven't seen that one.
Basically, like...
Don't tell me, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Because I really was like, it's really the third act that adds the much needed more human element to this story. But it's kind of like, it does have that arguable too little, too late kind of vibe to it.
I did buy into the relationship between the two men.
I did, and I really liked their chemistry together.
I did like their chemistry. I did like their characters. It just felt. I don't know why. All the elements were there, but something about it just didn't pull me in. I wasn't riveted. I was just like, yeah, no, this is good.
Yeah, I can see that. I personally got invested enough to kind of go along with the,
No, I went along with it.
Stay invested.
Yeah.
I liked Benedict Cumberbatch's character. I thought I liked him. I liked. I keep wanting to call him Rob, and I know it's Alex, and I don't know why I want to call him Rob.
I don't even have a joke to explain that because I don't need one. That's pretty funny on its own. That's just ridiculous.
The Russian spy, Rob.
You have betrayed your nation, Rob. Yeah, no, Rob's fine.
But I like their chemistry together. I'm a fan of like Cold War spy thrillers, so it kind of definitely has that formula. I was like, all right, I can get into this. Like this is kind of my bag.
No, it worked. I think it was functional. It just something about it didn't. I don't think it kicks it into the 9 or 10 territory.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever watch this again.
Yeah.
If push came to shove, there are other. This is definitely easier to follow than a lot of Cold War spy thrillers I've seen.
Yeah, it was a very coherent, just straightforward story. It felt like it was more about the relationship between these two men than it was about.
Which I'm honestly perfectly fine with.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. But that's my thing. I would give this a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I'd honestly agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not great, but it's not bad either. If you're into this kind of thing, it's a perfectly serviceable movie.
I mean, considering I went into this knowing absolutely nothing about it, I walked away going yeah, you know what? I was entertained.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted out of this. I feel and I said I feel like the third act does kind of elevate a little bit for me. Just because I like that, I feel like that did feel more personal compared to the rest of the film, which I appreciated.
It felt more personal, but at the same time, I was a little more bored. Because with the rest of the movie, I felt like there were actual moving parts, and at this point, I was just like, yeah, okay, we're just waiting until he gets out.
And that's fair. I can see that.
Because there's no way that they would have, I just felt like I knew that, I knew where it was going.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I knew where it was going, and I knew that it was just going to be one of those things where it's like, look how miserable they make things for him in Russian prison. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. He's suffering.
And there's definitely a wee bit of the old American propaganda in that movie, too.
A wee bit.
A wee bit. Not totally invasive, but there is a little bit of raw America good in there that I got whiffs of, mostly through, I forget her name, Miss Maisel.
Rachel Brosnahan. But I also have to say, I think it was, Helen in the movie? Was her name Helen?
Just as likely as Rob. Let's go with it.
Okay, sure, let's go with it. But
Rob and Helen.
There's something about it where I feel like the movie still touched on a few things that were really important when it came to diffusing that kind of propaganda, like the whole thing where, when Petrovsky goes and has dinner with his family, he tells his kid, our governments hate each other. We're just people.
Oh, yeah, that was a very good, lesson in moral going down there.
Yeah,
if anything,
really
I kind of wish they went more into that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that definitely would have elevated if they actually made a point to, not necessarily, reach across the aisle is the wrong term, but, express the humanity involved.
Yes.
In this crisis, as opposed to the spy part of it.
I think you're onto something there. I think that's why it failed to catch for me, is that it straddled this line between being this good character drama and being a thriller, and in doing so didn't go whole hog on either one.
That is a completely fair criticism.
And I think that's why it doesn't really kick higher on either side. But, I mean, it's not a bad thing that it does both. It does both decently well. It does the human side better than the thriller side.
I agree.
But at the same time, I like that they're both in there.
Yeah, and that's definitely kind of a tricky line to balance, right? Because it's one hand, it's if you go too much on the thriller side, then you lose your humanity. If you go too much on the humanity side, then it just becomes just a character. Like, then you kind of becomes a different movie at that point.
Yeah, you don't want to make it James fucking Bond. But I definitely got the thriller vibe when they got to the point where the Russians actually caught on to them.
And like that was a good thing that had some genuine tension to it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Like, we're saying these things, and I guess they're technically spoilers, but I don't feel like they are because...
You can kind of see where this is going right off the bat.
I don't feel like anyone should expect this to be anything but a very standard spy thriller kind of deal, and not like a James Bondian kind of action thing, but just that kind of story where it's like, hey, dude goes into a country to spy a bit, he spies a bit, tensions escalate, he gets caught as a spy, and eventually gets released after having a bad time in jail for a while. Like,
and if this is like a movie that kind of catches your attention, then you kind of know what you're going for. You kind of that kind of unique Cold War espionage, where it's not quite overt action heavy. It's more just subtlety and negotiations.
Not to mention that, like, I think another part of it is that it would be very rare to see a movie made about a dude who went through all of that and then show him suffering in prison for a while and then not have him get out of prison. I didn't expect him to actually die at any point in the movie.
I was like, you can tell it was kind of like, don't worry, guys, it's gonna have some kind of happy resolution, as happy as it's gonna get
for the Westerner anyway.
For sure, yeah.
Because like that's the story. What's gonna get you gotta make that's I know it's what actually happened, but there's still this whole thing where it's like, of course, the Russian dude got murdered by the Russians, and it just feels so cliche.
They definitely, like, that is definitely a case where I do agree. While I like the scene just from a purely cathartic standpoint, it definitely was a case of we do have to put some kind of happy linchpin in this.
And the thing is that it's hard to criticize something like this for that, because this is a true story. Like, that's what actually happened. It's not like they can change the story.
But that's definitely a case where I'd have to research more about this, because it's definitely been kind of a linchpin for me this year doing this show, is like how...
Researching the real events that things are based on? Or?
Yeah, basically. Now, granted, I'm a little more lenient on Cold War movies, because as far as I'm concerned, like, that at this point has been so heavily fictionalized that it's kind of hard to separate the two in a way. But I'm talking like Judas and the Black Messiah.
No, I was gonna say I think you've had there's MLK and FBI, and then like
MLK and FBI,
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Trial of Chicago 7 was when I gave a lot of shit.
Wow. We've had a number of really good, like, factually based, like, black centric movies.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of great ones.
Yeah, like just in the first couple months of the year, that's impressive.
Yeah, like honestly, it's kind of surprising how much of the first movies we covered this year have been about race.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Like, while it is fictionalized, One Night in Miami is also a really good one to check out.
All right.
Because that's like the actual meeting they have. Do you know what that movie is? It's basically where like Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and oh god, two other major historical figures I'm forgetting, basically going just talk in a hotel room for like 2 hours and just talk about what it means to be black in America.
That's cool.
And it's supposed to take place right before Muhammad Ali changes his name to Muhammad Ali.
Cassius Clay.
Thank you, Cassius Clay. And just basically talk about what it means to be like, how do you succeed as a black man in America? What does it mean to do it responsibly? What does it mean to be a person with success and privilege as a black man in America? What does it mean to give people power? It's a really fascinating dialogue. That was also one of the first movies reviewed this year. But like Trial of Chicago 7, I actually did not particularly care for. I
hear it was very Sorkin.
It is very Sorkin, but to the degree where like it changes events to a way where I think it hurts more than helps.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's Sorkin-y. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So that kind of promotes more of an idea of centrism versus actually telling what happened.
Oh, that's even worse.
Not to like a dangerous degree, but they did have like the Joseph Gordon-Levitt character be like the nice guy on the other side as the representative, even though in reality he was a gigantic asshole. That kind of change.
That's shitty.
Yeah, so I was not a big fan of that. But anyway,
Courier.
Like,
should tell you something.
I know, it's one of those movies, like, there's not a whole lot to say when you really break it down, because like, if you've seen a lot of Cold War dramatic thrillers, and you kind of know what you're getting into with this.
Yeah,
and you're kind of knowing, like, if this is going to be your jam or not. For me, I like these kind of movies, so it works for me, but I'm never going to watch it again.
Yeah, there's nothing truly exceptional about it, but it's worth a watch.
Yeah, like, it has good performances. Like, Benedict Cumberbatch is always reliable.
Yeah, if you're not gung ho about seeing it in theaters, definitely give it a rental when it comes to home video. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it like a practically empty theater, so it's easy for us to go check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be the case for Godzilla vs. Kong next week.
We'll see.
I'm still excited for it.
I'm still excited too. I just I'm so close to properly being vaccinated.
Me too.
It would suck to get it right before for Godzilla vs. Kong. But at the same time, I've been doing my damnedest to avoid like all trailers and everything.
Dude, and you're in for a fucking treat.
I saw some dude on Twitter being like, "Man, all the fucking Godzilla vs. Kong trailers are like." They've put so many of them out now, and I feel like we just keep seeing the same lines over and over, and it's gonna ruin the movie. I'm like, dude, why are you watching them? You know you're gonna watch the movie. Just
because you're people like me, and you just need more of it in your veins right now. That's how I feel.
See, that's something you gotta fight so you can.
I'm usually good about it.
You gotta hold back so you get the purest hit when a big one comes, when the real thing comes.
Well, it's a good thing you missed the trailers. Like, the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer did come up for this movie, oddly enough.
Huh. It's like saving yourself for marriage. that consummation night is just.
But I'm a dirty whore, Muha.
That's fine. Hold it up, baby. Just know that it makes it less special.
Told with the conviction of an evangelistic priest.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But I'm usually good about that, but Godzilla is my weakness. That is my kryptonite.
No, I know.
So like that's a case where and everything I've heard about it basically said like it's everything you want out of this kind of movie. So I
would hope so if they're gonna potentially make this the last one.
Go for it, man. Fucking go for it.
I know everyone's hoping that it'll be the beginning of something more, but I don't know. What they've been saying has not left me optimistic.
We'll see. I mean, I hope they make more. If they don't, then it's definitely gonna be like, okay, it's going one last hurrah.
Yeah. Well.
Like, on the other hand, if this does somehow do really, really well, then cool, maybe they'll make more, and people should actually go watch them this time instead of let them die in the box office like the last movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm still mad about.
I can't believe that didn't do well.
I know, right?
We saw it in IMAX and it was a blast.
Oh, God.
Fucking blast.
I loved it so much.
Anyway.
Granted, I have a bias, but still.
The Courier was fine.
Yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it at this point.
Yeah, this is one of those where we just filled most of the review with talk about other stuff and.
Yeah, I'll eventually get to the movie.
Yeah. All right, so.
I think it's it.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
We're saving the big one for Thursday, where I'm apparently just gonna be trapped in my computer for like 2-3 hours.
I've got some ideas about how to pull that off. But anyway, go ahead and hit the thing. And let's do that.
Thank you guys for watching. See you later.